Good afternoon, traders. I'm recording this short video because this morning for my traders, when I recorded, when we do live in the Facebook workplace, the record did not, the one I recorded for YouTube did not work well. So for all the YouTube followers, I'm giving you a short, very quick update on the Forex pairs. My apologies for that. Tomorrow you'll get the full version of it. So let's start. I'm going to go with dollar index. Dollar index is going up a little. It broke the top, so we are anticipating more of a running flat. I did this in detail this morning. It's a pity it didn't get to record. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the shorter version of what we did this morning. There's a possibility this is the flat. That's one option. This is a slow climb. We break the top. We can go some more, but then we likely going to come down. And we still have the possibility of breaking this low. The other one is that this is an internal contracting flat. We are going to make a bigger flat here, go back up and then come down. Those are the two options of how I see it to develop, right? Let's look at a daily. I think some traders are thinking, well, this is going up too fast. It might not come down. And what I showed this morning in our room, and I'll show you back here, is that we've had pullbacks like that before. See that one? See this one? See this one? It never stopped the downtrend because just one pullback like this on a lower time frame with a lot of corrections in it does not change the trend, right? So I still think this is possible for this to drop one more hair, break the low, and then go back up. When I see that that is not possible based on patterns that I see, it's no longer going to do that, it's going to go up, then I'll confirm to you. Otherwise, so that I'm not going to confirm something that just because it's a wild guess. So we've had a very similar structure here. See this here? Went up, go there, come back here, go there. You can make it flat with that eventually. So can this go here, come back, go there, and then drop? Or we can go with a flat here. Well, not very similar, not exactly the same thing, but different ways similar. So this is not like the biggest up move to confirm that, oh, we're totally going up. I think that's a little too early to say that. Now, can it drop more? I think it can drop more. I think we can still break this low. We're very close to it, so I still think we can break it. Sorry, go back to the 1 hour. What we want to see is what this piece, which of the patterns in this piece is the dominant pattern. Because they're all patterns. They're just smaller versions of the pattern, right? So you may think this is the big correction, and then that becomes a smaller part of a bigger correction, right? It is fractal in nature. I hope you understand that. So what we're looking for is what happens here. Is it a buy setup? Yeah, we're buying yen and we're buying Swiss. We're trying to sell the pound. I didn't take a sell on the Aussie and the euro, and I'll tell you why we didn't take the sell on the Aussie as we go to it. So silver went up a little more, and yesterday I said we're not really keen on buying at the top. If we get a very good flag, we will take the trade. There was a good flag, but it didn't break out. And now we are coming down. So on the 4 hour, you can see where we are. There is a high probability that if we get a consolidation, a bigger consolidation anywhere here, a drop a little more, make a bigger consolidation, this thing could come back and retest the low. That's a very, very high probable trade. Go back on the 1 hour. We're coming down, but I still think we're looking at a possible running flat. So this morning, the webinar you didn't get, let me show you what we saw and what we were thinking. So what we saw was this piece. And the thought process was, maybe this would go back here and then drop, and we will sell this. Well, it dropped without that, right? It didn't go back up and it dropped. And that's okay. That's part of a different pattern that we were not focusing on. And you got this, you can get this, it can still drop, it can still drop, it can still drop, come back here and then downside. We have seen these long drawn out running flat patterns. So now we're still looking for a sell. At the moment, we're looking for a sell, and when it comes, we'll see how it goes, how far it goes, how long that running flat pattern is going to be, and then we'll deal with it. So we're looking for a sell setup. On the gold, we are not looking for a sell. Actually, we were thinking this would break to the upside first, then come down, because all of this is correction. And that is because you're getting a lot of correction here, but instead they drop and they drop. I'm a little careful when I see this. It still could do this and still go down, right? That's still a possibility. Not necessarily going to do that. So if I want to sell this, what I would wait for is mostly not just a small flag when you're breaking out of a structure. I want to see a whole correction here. I want to see something like this that confirms one more impulse down. If I get that, I'll sell. If I don't get it, I'll probably wait. Euro, sorry. Euro. So Euro was here this morning, and I still have what I thought. I thought this one would probably go back up here, and then we will drop like that. It's just a continuation of this move to the downside. Nothing big has happened. This just went a little lower. I could see them even coming here and go back, coming, making a little low. But eventually you get this for the running flat. If you're following these patterns long enough, you get that. So can you sell this here? Well, if it breaks the low and start to make correction and consolidate here in that zone for a sell, that is a sell you can take. Short term, but you can take it. Pong, we have a sell entry there. I don't know whether they're going to retest the top again. Pong tends to do that. Come here, go, come here, go, come here, go. We came here, but this one was sharp to the downside. All of these were corrective structures to the downside. This one was sharp. So this one is either going to go break the top again, or it's going to drop. I'm not interested in the upside. I'm interested in the downside. If it goes back, it's going to go really slow. To the downside, it should be faster. So I'm interested in the downside. If we get the sell, I'll go for it. Let's go. Aussie. Aussie was a sell we saw, but because Aussie's in this impulse here, the probability is you're going to make a running flat. That's a probability, and that's a very high probability trade. So we did not take that sell. I would still not take it. If it goes up, then I'll look for the trade. New Zealand. New Zealand is in the sideways, and you can see this pattern here. We knew this was going to come back. It might just come to about this level. You're going to get something like 1, 2, 3. Can they come all the way here? I don't think so. I think there's a good chance they can come here and go back up there and then come down. Kind of making a bigger flat in the middle there. And New Zealand is still in a big correction because we haven't broken this low. So the entire structure is a big correction. If you don't get a good trade in it, just let it consolidate, and then we look for the buy setup, because the bigger trade to the upside would be the buy. Swiss, we're already in this. So we actually took this earlier here, and we closed it because it didn't go. And then we got tagged here. We took this one, and it's not going anywhere. We got tagged slightly lower. We got tagged here. It's not really going anywhere. Just a couple of 13 pips so far. 13. Oh, that's because mine got tagged a little lower, but it's 13 pips. I'm 13 pips. You should be about 5 or 6 pips. I got tagged 6 pips earlier. I got tagged on the break of this. So that should be 7, yes, and probably 6 more. That's where I got mine. I got mine from the break of this, which will give you 13 pips. Somewhere there, and that will give you 13. Yep. I remember where I got tagged in the break of that. So 13 pips. And we go. Yen. We're in the buy. We're only 6 pips up. We're in the buy in this one. We had an entry order. I think we had an entry order somewhere on the break of this. Oh no, we actually took this live. We took this live on the break of this here. And it went down a little, came back up. We're still in the trade. It still looks upside, and yen might continue to go more. CAD, we're looking at this piece. If we get a flag here today and tomorrow and we drop here, we'll look for the buy setup. We'll look for the buy setup from the bottom here. So if they do that, then we would look for the buy setup. Right now, we don't have any trade. Aussie Swiss, a little more downside. I can see this coming here. Possible a little more downside than the upside. If we get a sell setup, you can go for it. Aussie yen is a sell setup too. Same thing. You can expect this to come back here and then go. And this would all be correction. Aussie CAD, we bought that yesterday. We closed it. Some of us profit, some of us will break even. It's coming down. We'll still look for the buy. Which means somewhere from here, we'll start to look for a same thing, an impulse, a flag, and then the trade. Aussie, New Zealand, it's going down. If you get a correction, you can sell. This was a correction, so if you form this flag, they're good. If you not, wait for this one to form and then take this trade down. Euro yen. We were in the sell. It didn't go well. It pulled back. We took it out for break even. It's going down now. We're still looking for the buy, but now we might get this buy when it comes. So we're no longer looking for the sell. Sorry, we're looking for the buy. So if this, we're looking for that trade up. This sell is no longer such a good trade. Euros. Looks good. You may want to consider a buy setup here. Because this looks like you can do that, and this will be Euros. I think it's a one more up. Euro yen. Okay, it's going down, but this piece here looks like a flat in this middle. So if this comes back here and then start to drop, that would be a good trade. I'll be looking at this. So most likely, if you get this trade, it's going to be tomorrow. EuroCAD, it's downside. Look for sell setups. It's going to go more down, most likely. Yep, it's probably going to come back with this, the low. I think I did these before. Let's see, Euro Swiss. Okay, strange. Euro Swiss, this is coming down. Look for a sell setup to this level and then for the breakout. You might get a sell setup there now. Euro Pound made a new low again. Just there. Every time they make a new low, they go back up. So let's see if we get buy or it's going to continue to go. I don't have a sell setup there. Euro Pound, where is that? I think we did all the euro pairs. Let's see, euro yen. Deja vu, I did it already in my trading group just now. Some of these. Euro yen, well, we are expecting it to come down and then we look for the buy. I think we did all of this. Euros. Yep. We're looking for this trade here. We're thinking, come on. I think this is a very likelihood that we can look for a trade here up the outside. You actually have a buy setup there. 1 second, I think I skipped some. Let's go. Euro yen, Euro Oz. Euro Oz looks upside too. You've got this flat. I think I did this. Can anybody remind me if I did this already or where? Did I skip some when I went back? Euro Pound, I think I was on. Yes, Euro Pound upside. Yes, Euro Pound upside. Let's go. Pound Oz. I was on the Euro Pound, sorry. Pound Oz. Pound Oz is going up. We saw this running flat, so I don't know if any of my traders take the trade. It's going up. We're kind of going slow, but they're making flats. Moving slow, get fast. And nowadays it looks like they're picking up. So where we can expect this to go if it picks up? I would watch this bigger pattern. We spoke about this earlier, but we kind of ignore it. But it has this 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's going back up to this level. So you can trade that up if they're making that pattern. This is like a triangular pattern, but it's not the perfect one. We can go with it. All right. So if this is going to continue to go back to that up, I think it's a good trade. Euro New Zealand, nowhere. Right now we're going nowhere. So we're in the middle of the sideways here. I could see this coming back here, dropping here, and then start going back up. So let's see. I don't think the buy is a good one. Let me see. Well, it's temporary. If you want to take this buy, if you're going to take this buy, it might just bring you to about this level. That's a nice trade, though. You can go with it because that one is going to happen. This trade is going to happen. You can put the name shorter there for the buy and just manage it because I like this. The setup is good. It could just do this and come back so you can get that trade. Pound Swiss, we broke the top finally again. For those traders who think tops and bottoms are not important, I stressed that a lot this morning. I'm not going to do that in this video. Maybe tomorrow in the video I'll tell you. Watch it. Remember we said we expected to go break this top. It did. I'm not going to go through all the details of tops and bottoms again because I did it a little this morning, but sorry. I'll probably do it tomorrow weekend for you guys. Pound yen. Consolidating, no trade, not to the buy, not for the sell. Pound CAD. We're in this cell already. It's not going very well. It's kind of tag and wait. We'll give it an hour, two more, and then decide if to close it. Pound New Zealand. Sorry, New Zealand yen. It's a pound for New Zealand yen. We're looking for this sell. We're actually looking for this sell to the downside. And that is back to this level. So do we have this sell set up there? It's not a flag, it's more of a correction. So if you get a flag earlier, you sell it. If not, you sell the breakout of the last impulse up. So we'll see. New Zealand Swiss. Stay away from this for now. New Zealand CAD. Stay away from this for now. CAD yen. It's a buy setup. You can go with the buy. They might break out of this. Yep, they might break out. So keep an eye. If you want, if it makes a flag here, you can go with that trade. Because you have a flag here. You have a 1, 2, 3 here. So if they make kind of a correction here, they should go one more. So that might be a trade you want to focus on. What's a big picture of this? Okay, that's a big trend line. That is irrelevant. Take it off. It wouldn't be very relevant to this piece right now. Let me just delete that. So let's go. Look for the buy setup. You have a very good buy setup on the 1 hour. And let's see, that's CAD yen, CAD Swiss. Nothing much. Stay away from that. Swiss yen. We can look for a sell setup. I think somebody asked about this, and I said, yeah, we can go for a sell. And let's see how it goes. Copper. More downside. Let's see. It's coming down, but it's not coming down very aggressively. So you'd have to go on the 60 minutes and take short trades to the downside. Very short trades. This definitely looks like we could get one more up and then downside. See that? One more up and then downside. Yes, oil? I'm just going to do US oil and then I'm going to end it there because I don't want to make this one long. Tomorrow you're going to get the full version, right? So I'm going to do US oil and I will call it the day there. US oil is still going up, but I'll be very careful of the buy. I told my guys this morning, if you're buying that, you want to be careful because we have this pattern here. I don't think this is where it ends and that move up is an equivalent of this. I don't think so. So I think this here is the move we're looking at that is the equivalent of this. Which means we still have this. I wouldn't be surprised if they come back there. Now, is it going to? I don't know. Just keep buying if you get another flag. If you get another flag here, buy again. If you get another flag, buy again. And then we will see what happens if, what is the pattern itself. But I like this one for the flat. I really like this pattern here for the flat. So that makes a lot of sense. This down one should have broken the low and that would be perfect. Okay, guys, I'll stop. UK oil has a similar structure, so I'll stop here. Tomorrow you'll get the full version. I want this to be out as fast as possible. I'm very sorry about that. Don't worry, the charts are not changing that much, so you're not really losing anything, right? There wasn't any big fancy trade that you missed today, and you're probably not going to miss any tomorrow as well. We're in more of a consolidation. So once the consolidation is over, if that US dollar index breaks the low, that would be a very clear signal. We might start looking for the upside. So let's see. Right now it's correcting to the upside, so we'll stay with the correction. We'll trade it to see how far it goes. So all of you have a good day. Have a good week ahead of you. I will still continue to do the free ones for 2 weeks. And watch this to the end. Share it. See all of you tomorrow. Take care.